Top of the morning, good people. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You are now rocking with the best. Welcome back. Best of 7 Sports Talk. We live this morning from the YouTube channel. Today, Wednesday, June the 15th. We got a couple things I want to talk about with the people. Of course, the panel was open. If you guys want to join the panel, chop it up with me. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat. Now, tonight, just want to go over, well, really this morning, just want to talk about game 6 a little bit of the NBA Finals. Want to chop it up. You know, this thing is going down with tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Just want to talk about that a little bit. I got some more news on Brittney Griner, kind of surprising to me. Wanted to break that down a little bit. The Phoenix Suns, they got some shit going on in their organization. Kind of spooky. I want to talk about that as well. So salute to all the NBA fans. Once again, I'm Seven Mitchell coming to you live, bringing that breakfast and basketball vibe to you guys. So tomorrow night, game 6 of the NBA Finals, 9 o'clock. It's been a long road. Golden State Warriors look to clinch the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics. Now, Boston is a 4-point favorite tomorrow night. Of course, it's a must-win, do-or-die situation for them. Playing at TD Garden. Coverage begins again at 9 o'clock. The capacity is a little over 19,000. You know it's going to be sold out. They're going to be rocking and rolling in Boston. We've seen Boston. We've seen a lot of teams that's had success in the postseason, like make comebacks, even in games that they need to win. They might go down by double digits early, but they seem to somehow by the time the third and fourth quarter, they get it close. I don't think that's going to be the case tomorrow night for the Celtics. Not saying that they can't do it or they haven't done it before. They simply have to come out early on fire. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. Everything that we know these guys can bring, they got to bring it early tomorrow. They have to set the tone. You cannot go in an elimination game, even if you're at home, going against that squad over there in Golden State and not be able to, you can't allow them to set the rhythm. Because Steph had an off night last game and they still was able to win. So I'm pretty sure that the Golden State Warriors are going to be looking to come out early, get efficient. Everything that Boston needs to do, Golden State really is in the same position, but they just have more control of the series. You know, I really anticipate Jason Tatum to come out early, being more efficient, you know, making a lot of buckets. I don't really need Jason Tatum at this point to be the playmaker. Marcus Smart does not make a lot of dumb decisions overall, but Boston has been strong with a lot of turnovers. That was the problem in game 5. So I think they'll clean that up, definitely being at home. When you look at overall, man, who do you put your trust in? What stars do you put your trust in the most? Is it Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? Is it Steph and Clay and Draymond? Steve Kerr or Coach Udoka? Like, who do you trust the most because you're now down to these last possible 2 games? The line has Boston winning as a 4-point favorite. So a lot of people feel like this will go 7. For all intents and purposes, this is what I need. I do not want the NBA season to be over tomorrow night. I don't think people are really engaging what could happen here. The season could be over tomorrow night. And as a fan of this basketball thing, you know we love this NBA. I don't want the season to be over tomorrow night. So hopefully Boston can come out early, efficient, make it a good game, keep it close. And I think they'll definitely have an opportunity to push this thing to San Francisco. Now, Golden State has not won 2 road games back-to-back this whole postseason. So the Warriors definitely got something to prove as well. Don't get it twisted like they can just take the game off because they do have a game 7 back in San Francisco. You guys remember what happened in 2016 when Golden State had a 7-game at home. Remember what LeBron and Kyrie and them guys did. So, definitely, I don't think Steph and them want to experience that feeling. If they get the opportunity, I think they want to end it tomorrow night. It would be lovely for them to win it at home in San Francisco, but it's gonna be a tough hill. It's gonna be a tough hill to climb for both teams. There's still a lot of basketball to be played, in my opinion, but it could be all over tomorrow night, just depending on the chemistry and the vibe that both teams bring in the first half. Basketball is definitely a game of two halves. Don't get it twisted. We've seen so many teams come back during these playoffs, being down double digits. We've seen Boston do it. We've seen Golden State do it. But for this game tomorrow, the elimination game, Boston has to set the tone. I'm not even going to get into the conversation of consistency. I'll wait on that for later. But it's going to be a good one, man. I can't wait. I do expect Boston to get the W. As far as injuries, Boston, I don't believe, have any complete injured players that's going to be out. James Wiseman, of course, is going to be out again for Golden State. It looks like James Wiseman might actually be back for the Summer League. So that's good news for Golden State as well. I reported that earlier on in the week. If you guys would like to join the panel, chop it up. The link is definitely pinned to the live chat. Salute to everybody out there in the NBA world. Just bringing that breakfast and basketball vibes to everyone, man. I'm Seven Mitchell with the best of Seven Sports Talk. Make sure y'all check out the podcast on all listening platforms. New episode just dropped yesterday, man. Myself and D Money was chopping it up about what was going on in the NBA. Nah, Geechee said I'm gassing this whole thing, like, or they gas. Like they now I'm gonna keep it a buck, because that was one of the conversations, Geechee, that we had yesterday, myself and D Money. We talked about Al Horford, and it seemed like he was really had nothing left in the tank. And my whole argument was like, I can agree with that. Two things can be true. Some of these guys do look tired, but we're dealing with two ball clubs that have a nice small core of young players and potential stars. These guys got to step up and carry these guys. Like, you see how Steph had the off night 0 for 9 in game 5. But you had other guys. Clay has definitely been there. Draymond played good. But you got Jordan Poole. You had the role players doing their job, and they carried that weight for Steph. And that's why they got the W. Al Horford, I don't think we expected to see the great play that we've seen from Al in these playoffs. We've gotten so much from this guy. We already know how many miles is already on his legs. You know what I mean? And I think that he's giving us his all. And it's time for those young boys, Jason and Jalen and the rest of the gang, to carry the weight, especially for these, potentially 2 games for them, because, it's been just a lot of sloppy basketball. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But again, Geach, they're not the only. The only reason why I do not hold that much weight when we talk about them playing that many games in that small sample size of years is because every team had to do it, bro. That's just how I am. I'm not like, okay, if only a selected team had to play more games. You're going to play more games by default. The more successful you are, the more games you're going to play. Like, that's just a part of this. That's just a part of the game. But if we're talking about time to rest up and stuff like that, yeah, that's all a fact, a Snapple fact. But every team had the same schedule, so there's really no excuse. Salute to my bro, Yo, the Worry Sport Battleground, man. So again, tomorrow night is going down. Boston at home. Hopefully they can tie this thing up. Now, Geechee brought up an interesting point, because we're talking about fatigue. The Celtics had 3 stars that played in this Olympics. Now, Geechee, I got to talk to the bosses, bro, because is this the same Olympics that the USA was struggling in? The same Olympics that Kevin Durant had to pretty much save him to get the gold medal? Like, we got to put this shit in context. It's not like them guys was, I don't want to take nothing away from a professional athlete. I can't do what they do. But as far as the production, the results, Let's not act like they was balling in the Olympics. Like those guys were struggling, those guys specifically that you're talking about. So even though they do have wear and tear, I do admit, you know what I mean? But they wasn't the only ones on the team. KD and some of these other guys were on the team. Like, and they didn't have to be on the Olympics. Like these guys selected and opted in to do that. So, you know, I'm not going to really, I get what you're saying and I respect it. I respect it. I'll say that much. I'll definitely say that much, but I'll just say they ain't the only ones. My brother Yo-Yo said he got Boston in game 6 tonight. Hopefully, man, I don't want the season to be, tomorrow night. I don't want the season to be over tomorrow. I need Boston to find a way to get this thing done. Steph is not going to have another off night. So that's the reason why I feel like the Celtics got to start early. I'm not looking for Jason Tatum to be the hero. I'm not looking for Jaylen Brown to be the hero. I'm certainly not looking for Marcus Smart or Al Horford to be the hero. What I'm looking for tomorrow night, 9 o'clock in Boston, TD Gardens, is for the Celtics to come out efficient and like the turnovers. Just play smart basketball. If you lose to the Dynasty Golden State Warriors and you play smart basketball, I don't have nothing to say. Critical. We could talk about Jason Tatum not being a superstar. We'll have that conversation in the upcoming weeks, no doubt. But if they just play smart basketball, I have no problem with living with the results. But if they come out tomorrow night shooting threes and they know they off and then they turning the ball over, just like no type of consistency, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a total long night. So we're going to see how that is going to play out. I do got some news I want to talk about as far as Brittney Griner from the Phoenix Mercury. Like, it's not getting bad, it's getting worse. There's a report that the Russian courts again is going to extend the pretrial detention for Brittney Griner. Now, a Russian court has again extended the pretrial detention for Brittney Griner from the Phoenix Mercury until at least July the 2nd. This is the second time this month that Brittney Griner's stay in custody has been extended. On May 13th, a judge had denied a request for her to be placed in home detention. Now, Brittney is 31 years old. She has been detained in Russia on drug smuggling charges since February the 17th when she was stopped in the airport. Now, the drug charges carry a potential 10-year prison sentence. I really don't know what to say at this point. They can't even work a deal to get this girl home. And now Russia, to me, is playing because this is the second extension in a month. They act like she's over to jail, beating people up, shanking people, getting stuff over to jail. What is she using, a legal phone? Like, what is she doing that's warranting them extending her time? Like, general, I mean, and this is the bad and the dangerous part. This is why when you're dealing with another country, you got to know the rules of engagement. You got to know what you're doing because you're playing by different rules. In the United States, if you get locked up, you know what I'm saying? Once you get behind those bars, when you do certain things, you get tickets and that do produce more time for you. But you generally have to be doing something unless you got additional charges added on from the street. But who knows what Russia, you know what I mean, how like that system goes. And they just put an extension on extension on extension on her detainment. And I'm just like, damn, well, what the hell is she doing over there? Or is the United States talking too much? Like, this is a fine line, but it doesn't seem like the U.S. is working closer or getting closer to getting Brittney home. And I don't know, bro. That shit is scary. Because she was over there when they was at war with Ukraine, and we don't even see news coverage about that as much. And she's still been over there. So I just wanted to tap in and let y'all know. I know that's not the NBA, but, you know, we definitely try to cover what's going on with Brittney here on this platform just to keep everybody in the loop, because this is not about men's basketball. This is not about women's basketball. Like, one of our own is locked up and detained in Russia, facing 10 years for drug smuggling charges. And at the end of the day, she had like vape cartridges. Like, again, people are going to learn who people that's not in the street, people that's not dealt with the system in their life. You're going to learn that the vocabulary that the government use and authority use and how they word things can put people in a real bad spot and position. You would think Brittney Griner was trying to smuggle keys or pounds, like on her Montrezl Harrell stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you would think Brittney was on her Montrezl Harrell stuff the way they trying to play it. She had vape cartridges and hashish oil. I'm not saying she was right. I'm not even saying Brittney shouldn't face penalties or punishment back in the United States. That's not what I'm saying. What shouldn't be happening is that she is being detained in that country for this long, for that amount, and with these types of charges, and we ain't really doing anything to get this girl back. It's like a POW. It's a prisoner of war, if you ask me. I don't know. Prayer goes out to Brittney Griner and her family, man. Hopefully they can get her back because, like I said, that's just a bad spot to be in. Now, before I get up out of here, appreciate y'all chopping in. It's got to get into my breakfast with my boys. But the Phoenix Suns, one of their employees had resigned, citing retaliation after reporting concerns about a toxic and misogynistic culture. A longtime Phoenix Suns employee had resigned from the team last month, according to reports. Allegedly, she became the target of bullying and retaliation by superiors after raising concerns about gender inequality and misconduct within the organization. Now, her resignation came amid the NBA's investigation into Sarver and the Suns' workplace. Remember, Phoenix was just under investigation because they had an issue with the workplace environment and things that was going on there. During Sarver's 17-year tenure as the majority owner, there was a lot of problems going on. This is an interesting story. I don't have a whole lot of information on it right now. She does allege that there were inherent conflicts of interest with managers, ability to receive commission, cherry pick deals, revise sweet lease terms, align their own pockets. She said the organization just operated in a manner than the rest of the sales. This is pretty interesting, man. There's always something in the world of sports that don't have anything to do with sports. But where there's smoke, there's fire. I will say that much. What else we got going on in the NBA before I sign off? I'll be back with you guys again. I'll try to go live every day, every morning. I'll try to go live at least for 20, 30 minutes, chop it up with you guys. But make sure if y'all want to listen to what we have going on at the Best of 7, check out the Best of 7 Sports Talk podcast. Live available on all listening platforms. Myself, D Money, other guests, we chopping it up, talking all the good things, the bad things, and crazy things in the NBA. So definitely salute to everyone that just comes through, show support. I appreciate everybody that take time out. So looking back at the Warriors T-Wolves trade in 2020, if y'all remember, the Warriors traded D'Angelo Russell, Omari Spellman, and Jacob Evans to the T-Wolves for Andrew Wiggins. 2021 first round pick, which included Jonathan Kuminga. So it looks like the Warriors won that trade because 2 of those guys are in the NBA Finals. So salute to them. Now, I'm also looking at some numbers when it comes to Boston. This is sad. Luke Cornett has 5 points in the last 5 minutes of the first 5 games. That's 2 more than Jason Tatum. Let me repeat that. Luke Cornett has 5 points in the last 5 minutes of the first 5 games. That's 2 more than Jason Tatum. The Boston Celtics are 3-0 in elimination games, y'all, in the 2022 NBA playoffs. Game 6, they were down and facing elimination at Milwaukee. They won 108-95. Then they came back Game 7, of course, and won at home, beating Milwaukee 109-81, knocking off the defending champions. And then in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals at Miami, 100-96. So they have had 2 elimination games on the road against the champions, against the 2 teams that have represented the Eastern Conference in the finals the last 2 seasons. Boston had to play both of those teams on the road in the Game 7 and got it done. Their Game 7 is tomorrow night. I feel real good about Boston and Golden State, but how efficient and how smart can they play at home is going to be really key. So we're going to see, man, but you guys are now rocking with the best. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. I'm 7 Mitchell. Appreciate you guys chopping it up. I'm about to get up out of here. I will catch you all tomorrow. Stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I'm out. Peace, y'all. All right, man. Peace to my NBA family. It's your host, 7 Mitchell, with the Best of 7 Sports Talk. I just wanted to take this time out to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for so much support for the podcast. I hope you guys are really enjoying some of the outside-the-box angles we take, bringing you in these NBA storylines. Please don't forget to like and share. Most importantly, rate the podcast. You can follow us on social media. All the links will be in the description. And if you would like to contribute to the Best of 7 Sports Talk platform, we have merchandise available, as well as links for the merch, and donations will be all in the description. Once again, thank each and every one of you guys in the NBA community for supporting the show. This is 7 Mitchell with the Best of 7 Sports Talk. Let's talk some NBA action.